So I clicked on my news notification, y'all, and it said, former President Donald Trump found deceased in his Mar-a-Lago home. I was in shock. I clicked on it, and it just said that former President Trump found unresponsive in his bedroom at Mar-a-Lago, that authorities have arrived on the scene, and that there were no further details available at this time. And I just kind of sit there in shock. The whole time that was going on, I could faintly hear this annoyingly obnoxious sound of dogs barking. And when I started to focus on that, all of a sudden I was just jolted awake real fast. And I was like, oh my God, it was just a dream. And it was my two dogs, Patriot and Hank, were arguing over a chew toy outside my bedroom door. So I yelled at them, told them to shut up, and I was laying there thinking about why would I have such a weird dream like that. And I remembered that the other day I come across this video clip of a Simpsons episode where Donald Trump was laying in a casket. And I remember thinking then, I was like, the Simpsons have been real accurate in their future predictions and things. I mean, even things as oddly specific as Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter crash, And that kind of freaked me out at the time, and that's probably the reason why that I had that dream. So I went ahead and grabbed my phone and started scrolling through some TikTok videos. I come across this video of Trump giving a speech at a rally saying that if he loses the election, that Pennsylvania's going to have to change its name. And I was like, well, I definitely know I'm awake now, because that is something that Trump would say, because I bet you he thinks that if he don't get reelected, that we're not going to make pencils anymore. Anyway, so I strolled again, and I come across another video of Donald Trump giving a speech in South Carolina, and he told his supporters that he would encourage Russia to attack a NATO ally. And that right there was more shocking to me than the dream I just had. For a presidential candidate to say something like that, a former president to say something like that, because that's definitely World War III and a nuclear holocaust. Patriots. So then my mind started racing. I was going back to everything that I remembered about Trump and Russia, and all the stuff that we were denying about Trump and Russia. And it goes way, way back, Patriots, all the way back to the 1980s to his first wife, whenever he went to go meet with her dad and his buddies, all KGB. When he came back, he run a multi-page, full-page ad calling for the end of NATO. Then throughout the 1990s, he rented an entire floor out in Trump Tower to Russians. And then in 2007, Eric Trump said in an interview that they get a disproportionate amount of their funds from Russia. And then 2013, he held his beauty pageant in Moscow, where he was easily compromised by Russian spies. Then 2014, whenever Russia invaded Crimea, and Fox started running wall-to-wall anti-American pro-Putin coverage. And then in 2016, whenever he announced he was running for president, the Republican National Committee dropped their pro-Ukrainian party platform entirely. And then his campaign manager, Paul Manafort, was found to have been negotiating with Russians behind the government's back, negotiating the annexation of eastern Ukraine. And during his campaign, his son and his son-in-law were meeting in Trump Tower with Russians. And during his campaign, it was found that Jared Kushner had a computer linked to Alpha Bank of Russia, where they were using to disseminate voter information to Russia so that the bot farms would know where to target their propaganda. And during the campaign, it was found that Jared Kushner and Eric Prince, the former owner of Blackwater Security, were setting up back-channel communications between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. And during the presidential campaign, Donald Trump said on national television, Russia found Hillary's emails, and the next day the DNC and the RNC were hacked. And whenever Donald Trump became president, the first thing he tried to do was dismantle NATO. And then he had his 3-hour-long private meeting with Vladimir Putin, where not even translators were allowed in the room, so nobody even knows what was discussed. And then after that, Donald Trump sent a private message with Rand Paul as his message boy to be hand-delivered to Vladimir Putin that nobody knows what was in. And then right after that, the United States lost hundreds of U.S. agents and spies around the world. And then we found out that the NRA was being used to funnel Russian money into Republican political campaigns. And then we have this deal going on right now where Tucker Carlson goes and gives this softball interview with Vladimir Putin so that he can spread Russian propaganda into the brains of America. To the point that even our Senator Tuberville from Alabama is now anti-Ukraine, pro-Russia. And we find out that Donald Trump has been telling Congress to block any kind of aid, military funds going to Ukraine. All of this stuff's been going on and on, Patriots. It's been right there in our face the entire time. And with this information that's readily available to us, you can only imagine what the CIA actually knows about him. So now he's out there telling people that he would encourage Russia to attack a NATO ally. Where there's smoke, there's fire, especially in a situation like this. And I think what my dream was telling me is if we don't make Donald Trump dead to us, Patriots, Donald Trump, if reelected, will be the death of America. Inmate Trump 2024.